Hey guys, what's up? My name is Justin Betancourt and I'm a filmmaker and photographer based in Austin, Texas. And today, I'm going to be reviewing the Deity microphone V-Mic D3. So as filmmakers, we always want to have the best quality video possible, and one major way to do that is to have really good audio, because you can have the most beautiful video, but if your audio is terrible, it's going to make your whole video look bad. So one way that we do this is with on-camera mics. And I know it's ideal to have a boom mic or to have a lapel mic whenever you're doing interviews and all that, but sometimes you don't have that option and you just want something that's a little bit better that's on your camera. So I'm a huge fan of on-camera mics, especially whenever we're doing things like vlogs or scratch audio. It's always a really good backup. So previously I've used the Rode VideoMic Pro and it's been awesome. I've used that for several years and it's been my go-to on-camera mic. But whenever Deity reached out to send me this, I was really excited because they have a lot of features that I know that I could really use. So I just want to kind of go over a few of the things that I really liked about this. The first thing is the build quality. Whenever you take this thing out of the box, you'll notice immediately that this is built like a tank. I wouldn't recommend going and throwing this thing out the window or, running it over with a car, but to know that it's going to be safe in my camera bag is a huge peace of mind. Another thing that I really like is it comes standard with a Rycote mount. If you're not familiar with this, it's an industry standard mount that most boom operators and professionals use. Basically, it's what's holding your microphone in, and whenever you have your camera in this case, or if you mount it to a boom, you're not going to get any of that noise from moving your hands around it and all that, and it's going to keep it nice and stable. Another thing I really like about this, it may not be important to a lot of other people, but to me, I love it, is that it uses a AAA battery. Previously on my VideoMic Pro, it uses a 9-volt, and that's kind of a pain to put in sometimes, and it's also, whenever I'm on a shoot, I don't really have 9 volts available like I do AAAs and AA's, so for this thing to run on a AAA battery for as long as it does, and it runs for a really long time, that is a huge thing for me. The next thing, and probably the thing that had me most excited about this microphone, was its smart plug. Basically, you can plug this thing into anything. You can plug it into your laptop, you can plug it into your phone, and you can even plug it into a wireless transmitter and have a wireless boom setup, which is amazing. When Deity sent me this microphone to review, I didn't really want to do the traditional, list out the specs review, because you can find that stuff online and you can find a bunch of YouTubers already talking about that. I kind of wanted to give it a real world review, and I wanted to put it through a test of something that I would use it for and see how it held up compared to some of my other things that I use. So I reached out to my friend Caleb, who's a musician here in Austin, Texas, and I was like, hey, you want to meet up and talk about nerdy guitar gear for like an hour or so? And he was totally down, so we met up at a studio here in Austin, Texas. Shout out Skyrocket ATX, you are amazing for letting us use your studio. So that's what we did. We met up in a studio in Austin and we shot for about an hour or so, and he just talked about some of his inspirations, what he likes in his sound and everything. So the audio setup for the shoot was, since I was gonna have him do an interview, I thought it'd be cool to test out the wireless boom setup. So I connected the D3 microphone into my Sennheiser transmitter and then had the receiver in plugged into my H4n, and it worked perfectly. It was awesome. And as far as the guitar, I pretty much did the same setup. I plugged the microphone straight into the transmitter and then had the receiver plugged into my H4n, and then I had the microphone right at the guitar amp, and everything worked super awesome. So disclaimer, I am not an audio guy. I am probably the farthest away from an audio engineer that you will get. I don't know the science behind it. I don't know anything. I like things that you can just plug in and they work. And that was one huge thing that I loved about this microphone. I didn't have any problems with this microphone on our shoot. Everything just worked like it should have, and it was amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the final product that we shot so that you can hear everything for yourself. Everything that you're gonna hear in this video, all of it was recorded with the Deity microphone D3. So keep that in mind as you're listening to the music and listening to his interview. And yeah, without further ado, I give you Sound Stories with Caleb Grant.
I didn't sing before I started playing guitar, which was about 6 years ago, and the guitar kind of made me into a songwriter and a singer, and I think it's because I got lucky and got a good guitar when I was young. My name is Caleb Grant. I'm a singer, songwriter, and guitarist in Austin, Texas. The guitar that I play is actually a custom guitar I had made for me when I was about 16. A good friend of my dad's made it for me. It's based largely around a 1959 through 1962 era Stratocaster. Stevie Ray Vaughan, John Mayer, any of those guys that are known for Strats, this is kind of a guitar that they would look for. I enjoy it because I love the neck on it. It feels like putting on an old t-shirt. It's just a fantastic feel immediately, and I love the sound. When those two things are right, it doesn't matter what the body shape is, what it looks like, what the color is. The sound and the feel of the guitar are what is going to make you write the best music and feel the most creative. So the amp we're going through today is a 68 Princeton Reverb reissue. It's in a blue cab. It's a custom limited edition one that I actually thought they stopped making a couple years ago, but I found one a couple months ago in a music shop. And they're fantastic amps. They sound like old school amps, which is what I love. And I also have the deluxe reverb edition of this amp as well, and it's killer. So Fender's making great amps today. You don't have to get something vintage, and this is just one of them. Some of my musical influences are, the biggest one's probably going to be John Mayer, Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, John Frusciante of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Eric Clapton, B.B. King, all those guys, any of the guys that were vocal with their instruments. It wasn't like they were just playing through scales or through notes. Every single thing had a purpose, and it was so soulful. So that's still the music I listen to today, and it's the music I listened to when I was 15 and first started playing. So any of those guys that were great in the songs are the guys that I focused on listening to and studying when I was first learning how to play guitar. I guess I'm about making simple songs with soul and hoping that that resonates with people, and that's really all there is to it. And the reason I love any good guitar is because they should make that easier. They should make that a more obtainable thing for you to reach, is the sound in your head.
Alright, that's it. So I think that came out pretty good. The sound really blew me away. I was not expecting for that interview stuff to sound as good as it does. And as far as the guitar, there were a couple of moments where the guitar distorted a little bit when he really got into it, but that was my fault. I put the mic too close to the amp and I had his amp turned up a little bit too loud. So that can be fixed. Like I said before, I'm not an audio guy. I was just trying to do the best that I knew. But despite all of that stuff, I think it came out really, really good. And I would love to hear your input on it. What do you guys think? Do you think this is a setup that you would use to have a wireless mic like this? Or would it be something that you would just keep on camera and kind of use vlog style or use a scratch audio? So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got a little bit more insight on this microphone and what you can actually do with it. Like I said before, you can read all the specs on their website. I'll link it down below. I'll also put a link down in case you guys want to purchase it. Please feel free to ask any questions that you might have, and remember to like, subscribe, hit that little bell notification too to make sure you're notified every time we upload, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.